Good day to you. My name is Brian Moore of Celebrating Humanity International. Thank you for spending some time with us. Today we're talking about a very interesting aspect of diversity, and that is how we learn. Now, how we learn also impacts and affects how we communicate, and believe it or not, it definitely affects our relationships. So once we can understand how we learn, we understand how we communicate, and we understand how we can adjust to get better relationships and be greater communicators. If this is interesting to you, please let's continue with the video. We all have unique learning and communication styles. Each of us learn and share information in very unique ways. Our individual learning style is almost like a fingerprint, and what we have are the basic three components of visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning, and this forms the basis of how we present information, how we write, the way we teach, the way we share, the way we sell, and even whether we communicate with mediocrity or with great success. As we go through this, you will learn about your learning style. You will learn about your communication style. And what I'd like you to understand at this point is all of these learning styles are perfect, just as you are perfect as you are. There's no such thing as a stupid learner. There is only a person who has not yet found a way of communicating or teaching in the way that that person receives information. So if you struggled at school, or you struggled with a certain communicator or a certain teacher, that's okay. What you're about to learn today could change the future for you. Okay. Here is our overview slide. Our next slides will be bigger, and you'll be able to read them a lot more easily, so don't be too worried about this one. You'll notice that we have three learning styles. We have the visual, the audio, and the kinesthetic. This is more commonly spoken as VA and K. On the right-hand side, we have the visual, audio, and the kinesthetic potato people, and we'll be using those as we go along. The question people ask us first is, okay, this VAK sounds interesting. How do I assess myself? The most important thing about assessing yourself is to observe your own words, your body and eye movement, and the way in which you give directions. Once you've done that, you can compare it to the various slides in this presentation and work out where you are in terms of your learning, communication, and relationships. If you want to assess somebody else, ask them questions that they have to think about. If you ask them what their name is, there's going to be no movement. Their name is easy. They don't have to think about that, so you'll not be able to observe anything. But the moment they have to think, you will start to observe movement. Listen to their choice of words, listen to how they give directions, and observe the eye movement and the body movements. If you really want to get a little bit of experience in doing that, you can assess yourself, or alternatively test your friends, your partners, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad. I'm sure that after a little while, you already have this down pat. Okay, so let's start with our visual learner. Visual learners take in information very, very quickly. They take in a picture in a flash, and one of their biggest challenges is to tell you about what they saw. Unlike the latest technology where you can take a picture and just download it or print it, the visual learner still has to take the picture out of their head, word by word, one word at a time, all in a long queue. So what happens is they want to get that picture out fast, so they talk fast. And they'll do something like this. I was driving down the road the other day, and suddenly this big yellow bus came flying around the corner and hit this red taxi, and bang, the taxi rolled, and suddenly people in purple shirts were running down the road. I have no idea where they were going. Some of you would have picked up the colors of the two vehicles and also the color of the shirts the people were wearing. And some of you would be going, what? What? Slow down. I didn't get that. What bus? Where? Yet the visual person will now have created a whole picture. Not just the yellow bus and the red taxi and the purple shirts. They would have then put it into like a setting, where it happened, at which traffic light. They would have created an entire picture because the picture needed to be filled up. The words that they use are another key to a visual learner. These words come from the eye, basically. So they'll talk of their vision. They'll say, look here, you've got to see what I'm trying to show you. I mean, seriously, don't you get the picture? You must have seen this. I mean, I saw it about 10 times. They'll also say, how does it look to you? When they give directions, they work with landmarks, or they will show you using a map. They will often also say that the sign shows you London. Obviously, signs don't show you London. It has the word London written on it. And they seldom, if ever, use street names. The only street names they will use are those big, huge ones that hang over streets that are such a visual impact that they're part of the visual scenario. Their directions will be something like this. Great. You know where KFC is, don't you? Good. Okay, fine. What you do is you go down to KFC, and just before you get there, you turn right. As you go down the road, you will see on the right-hand side a yellow church, and on the left of that, you will see some old houses. Don't worry about those. Keep on going down until you get to your next traffic light. And at that traffic light, there'll be a Celtic's garage on the far right-hand side. Turn left there. As you turn left on your right-hand side, you will see a big, white, old-fashioned colonial kind of school. And on your left, there'll be this big golf course with, all of these huge greens and that sort of thing. Go to the end of the golf course. At that intersection, turn right. And a little way down, not too far, you'll see a house with blue walls, a green roof, and a red gate. That's my house. If you happen to say, what is your actual address? You'll hear in the background, Ma, where do we stay?